Hello and welcome back to the Limit of Adhesion. We're here at the Prototype Championship Round 7 at Watkins Glen. We're here for the second race. If you've not watched the first race, go and check it out. My name's Mark and joining me in the commentary booth today is Steve. Steve, how you doing?
I'm fantastic, Mark. It's brilliant to be here to Watkins Glen for race 2. And as you can see, the cars are already lined up on the grid. And we've got grid walk is Mark Brown on pole with Mark in his second, followed by Zhao Tome, Tom Malarin, Pavel Kuzmarek, David Glugokeki, Aaron Knight, Stephen Maxwell, Russell Bright, Rich Meesters, Gareth Winslade, Dan Rice, Gavin Kelly and Dom Parker bringing up the rear. So it's going to be interesting to see how Dom and people like that are in the LMP2s cope with making their way through the LMP3s.
Certainly, it's worth pointing out that this is a multi-class event, but we reversed the top 8 grid positions. So given that we only had the top 4 LMP2 cars before we had an LMP3 in race 1, that's why we've got some LMP3s at the start of the grid. And so yeah, we are probably going to have quite a bit of action as the LMP2s make their way through the field and get back to the front. They should be able to do that rather easily. Meanwhile, we've got Brown and Innes in the LMP3 class on the front row. These two, of course, fought just a week ago for the USF win. So good to see these two back at the start of the field. We are racing once again. That was Tome getting a good start. We've already got action down at the back. And, oh, we've got Glugokeki straight into the back of Innes there.
Oh, so unfortunate that.
Indeed, so that was absolute carnage. Glugokeki absolutely fine. But Maxwell going to the outside, that becomes the inside through the S's, and he's tucked up behind his fellow wizard Zhao Tome in the LMP3. And it looks like Maxwell will take the lead. Behind, we're going 3 wide into that. Oh, yeah, no, we're 2 wide now. Parker on the inside of Glugokeki. Parker.
Yeah, race one that. Sorry, Mark.
Sorry,
that
Steve.
Race one that just didn't end well at all, going 3 wide today. So I think we've maybe learned from that.
No, I was just about to say Parker's already survived longer than he did in the first round. So we've got Tome now getting passed by Dan Rice. So now we have the majority of the LMP2s, at least the LMP2s that weren't involved in too much carnage, are now ahead of all of the LMP3s. Zhao Tome, meanwhile, leads the LMP3 class from Mark Brown. Russell Bright doing well in 3rd. The Malarin's down in 6th, and he started, I think, 4th overall, so he must have been involved in that first lap instance somehow. Got Innes is towed back to the pits after being mounted by Glugokeki, who also pits. But Tome out in front of the LMP3s.
Yeah, quickly followed by Mark Brown. So Mark wanted to catch him as soon as he possibly can, really, and try and get that first win.
Indeed. Kelly and Knight both in the pits as well in the LMP2 class. The Brown just half a second behind Tome, who's half a second behind Bright. There's a little lock of the tyres there for Tome.
Yeah, Mark was trying to put the pressure on Zhao there to try and force a mistake and nip down the inside of one of these turns.
Indeed. I think Tome's a quick guy. I don't think he's going to fall for tricks like that. It'll be eyes forwards. Here we are on board with Tome. Now as we watch the lone cool camel, Rich Meesters. He's tucked right up behind Tion Malarin. So will Meesters have a look into turn 1? He has a little bit of a look, but decides better of it. We remain at Tomei from Brown from Bright. Malarin and Meesters still battling out in towards the back of the LMP3 field. Meesters with the outside line. Loses out to Malarin on the inside. So Malarin keeps 5th place. While Brown is managing to keep up relatively well with Tomei.
Yes, but it looks as though the No Slots, No Glory team is closing him down with Russell there. He's very, very close, within about half a second now. And Gareth Winslade. Oh, we have a
commentator's curse.
My apologies to Russell there. Yeah, definitely a commentator's curse. Yeah, he's hit the barriers quite hard there.
It doesn't look like there's any damage, so yeah, fingers crossed he'll be able to stay running and putting in some fairly competitive times.
Yeah, that releases Gareth Winslade now. I'll say that very gingerly, just in case anything happens. To chase down Mark Brown there.
Knight and Innes have both called it a day. Neither of them have left the pits. Meanwhile, we see Meesters and Bright fighting it out once more. Meesters just managing to stay ahead, although Bright goes to the inside line. He has a little look. Meesters carries more speed through and keeps the position. But Brown now, he's starting to drop back a little bit from Tomei. I'm wondering if there was a little bit of a mistake, because Winslade is now right on his tail.
Yeah, it's really closed in now. Obviously at the front, the LMP2s, it's fairly static there with Stephen Maxwell putting in some good lap times, and Pavel Kozmarek holding station with Don Parker about a second, or just under a second behind Kozmarek there.
We see Malarin going very wide. So here, the fight up at the front of the LMP2 field. We've got Parker closing in on Kozmarek. So Maxwell's already about 3 seconds or so out in front. And we are already halfway through this race, so Maxwell is well on course to do the double. Parker to the inside. Will he get the place? Kozmarek does have the inside line for the next corner. Will Parker try it around the outside? And no, he thinks better of it. Will he go for the old switcheroo? Get the cut back? He tries it, but not quite quick enough to make that work. But Parker will continue to follow. So right up in the slipstream, Kozmarek making a very early defensive weave to the inside. As we see, that's Malarin up the inside of Mark Brown. Winslade now trying to run away. As we see once again, Kozmarek defending from Parker. Parker with so much more speed through the S's, he's already pulled out to try and get up alongside. Going to be wanting some of that side draft. Bismarck still with the inside line. Parker will be able to go all the way around the outside. Goes a little bit too wide. He does have the inside for the next corner. Can he make it work? Parker's still on the inside. These two still side by side. Absolutely amazing racing between these two.
Yeah, very respectful.
Kuzmak now with the inside line. Neither one of these giving up, but it looks like Parker's got the place. Parker dives straight to the inside to defend. Realises that he doesn't need to defend quite so hard. Takes his normal racing line, and I think that is game over. Unless Kuzmarek can pull something out of the bag.
Yeah, he's
I
got to
really
stay
hope he
tucked
can.
up right under that rear wing.
Yeah. Slipstream can be quite powerful, especially down this nice long straight. So we'll see if Kuzmarek can fight back. Parker with the defensive weave to break the toe. Meanwhile, we've got Kelly in the midst of the LMP3s. Kelly going around the outside of Malarin, who's going around the outside of Winslade. So Malarin wins that fight. Winslade survives to fight another day. So with 3 laps to go then. Well, 3 laps at the end of this one. We've got Malarin is now, what, 2.5, 3 seconds back from Zhao Tuomei. So I reckon that's probably a little bit too far. It's going to be... He's probably going to need either a mistake from Tuomei or an absolutely blistering couple of laps if he wants a chance at the win. But it's Teo Malarin, so never say never.
It's very true. Yeah, you can never write Tour off when he's in this sort of form. And all it takes now as well is for Zhao to just take a slight, detour on his line or make a slight mistake, and Tour will be there to pounce on that and take advantage.
Indeed. Meanwhile, we have got Kuzmarek starting to drop back a little bit from Parker. Yeah, he's still just about in the slipstream. So, this race isn't over just yet.
Parker tried to be clever there and weave across, trying to break the toe there, but Pavel had spotted that and moved across to take the line right behind Dom.
Indeed, yeah. So Dom with an excellent second place after a rather unfortunate first race. He was collected on the first lap. So we see fastest lap in the LMP3s for Tuomei.
Zhao's doing really well to keep it with that 3-second gap against back to Malarin, so he's not letting it go. He's keeping it pinned, and he's making a real fist of this.
I think you're absolutely right. Yeah, Zhao doing an absolutely brilliant job. Meanwhile, we've still got this battle between Malarin and Winslade. I get the feeling that that fight isn't over just yet. Winslade's still in the slipstream. As we go towards the end of the race, we've got 2 more laps at the end of this one. So these
Mark
guys,
Brown now a couple of seconds behind this battle as well.
yeah. Tell you what, Brown's doing an awesome job, to be honest. I mean, yeah, he's down 3 places from where he started, but he's just kept his head down, kept out of trouble, been putting in some solid lap times.
That's it.
So yeah, I think
That's what it's about.
he's most definitely outperforming his iRating.
Do you know, it's something I've never looked at. With the league system, it's something I don't tend to look at, is the IR rating, because to a certain extent it doesn't make any difference. We're all here to enjoy and race together.
100%. So Maxwell has now received the white flag. So this is his final lap. Parker now starting to pull away from Kuzmarek. Malarin, though, not able to pull away from Winslade. But with just 1 lap plus this remaining half lap or so that they're on now, Winslade's running out of time. His only real hope is to get an excellent run out of the first corner. You can see him following Malarin. Almost inch perfect. You know, going wide when Malarin goes wide, taking the off tracks when Malarin does. Trying to get every last inch of road. The last lap for these guys now.
Important now.
Indeed, but I think Winslade might be a little bit too far back. He got an okay run out of there, but I think probably slightly better than Malarin, but see, he's not close enough to do anything with it on that straight, unfortunately. Meanwhile, Maxwell crosses the finish line to do the double. He's won race 2, so excellent job for him.
Yeah, he's won race 2 at a canter, 7.5 seconds. So yeah, congratulations to Stephen there, and congratulations to Don Parker taking second, and Pavel Kuzmarek coming over in third, last on the podium.
Indeed, great job for him. Meanwhile, as we said, Winslade wasn't able to get past Malarin down that long back straight. He has closed the gap. It's about 4 tenths. Not really many more overtaking spots. But he's going to try. He's closing, he's closing, he's closing. Not quite close enough. With 3 corners to go. Is it going to be a last corner dive bomb?
Exactly, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. A daredevil dive in the last corner.
Meanwhile, Tomei, an absolutely brilliant drive there. Rounds the final corner and takes the checkered flag to win in the LMP3 class. Brilliant job for him. And meanwhile, Malarin does hold off from Winslade. Winslade gets the fastest lap of the race, but is not quite enough to get past Malarin. Still an absolutely amazing drive for him, though.
Yeah, congratulations to all the drivers. Fantastic racing there. Yeah, brilliant results. As we see the final standings there for race 2, Stephen Maxwell taking the win, and Don Parker second, Pavel Kuzmarek third, rounding off the podium. Dan Rice fourth, David Dugukeki in fifth, and Gavin Kelly and Aaron Knight bringing up the rear. In LMP3s, Zhao Tomei will taking the win, Tom Malarin and Gareth Winslade rounding out the podiums, with Mark Brown fourth, Rich Meesters fifth, Russell Bright sixth, and Mark Innes unfortunately not finishing in 7th place.
As we see what that does to the overall championship standings. So Maxwell now starting to get a bit of a lead over Dugukeki. So that's what, 21 points. 1 race left to go, so it's all to play for.
That could all change though very, very quickly.
Indeed. Yeah, next race is at Suzuka, I believe. So yeah.
It is, yeah.
Overtaking will be quite tricky, so Yeah, qualifying will be important.
Unfortunately for these drivers in this championship, there is no rain whatsoever. As we see the LMP3 final standings there, Tom Millar in there with 492 points, with Russell Bright falling back slightly in 378, with Zhao Tome on 347. So that's going to be interesting as well in that's the last race.
So as we mentioned, next time out is Suzuka. Meanwhile, that's all that we've got time for here at Watkins Glen. So thank you very much for watching. My name's been Mark, joining me has been Steve.
Yeah, thanks Mark, it's been fantastic to be here. Join us on Discord and subscribe, leave a like and join us whenever you possibly can. Thank you very much. Take care, bye.
Bye.